Ladies and gentlemen of the EFED community, I welcome you to episode 2 of the podcast, exposing the fraudulent EFEDs out there today. But we do have some special guests coming into the building today. Hope you all are appreciative of the informative message that we have going. So definitely you want to stay tuned for the message at hand. But right now, I would like to introduce none other than Ricky Armstrong to the table.
Hello, yo, how you doing?
So, Ricky, I know that there's a lot to discuss right now in this narrative, and the stage is yours because I know you have a lot that has went on with your EFED and all that. So, set the table, sir.
So, I've been with EFED. My EFED career has been 20 plus years in the EFED career. Been up and down, seen EFED from its rising glories, how it used to be back then. We were up, not we were tight. We would just go over filters. We didn't care what to say. There was no softness, no crybabies. At the end of the day, after all said and done, we were all cool and collective. Compared to how it is now in the EFED world, which is soft, toxic people wanting their things handed to them instead of earning it and grinding for it. Some promoters, they're trying to take credit the company that you helped build, and they want to make it their own because they see you doing.
And let's not forget, Ricky.
Yeah.
The favoritism rule is always a huge no-no in these EFED industries because a lot of companies have their apparent chosen ones, and we all know how that goes nowadays. And you don't utilize your whole roster efficiently in general, and that's been a huge problem in the EFED industry now. And it's been like this for a while. I can vouch for a lot of companies, especially one in particular that we're going to dive into at this point in time. O&W.
Yep.
Literally has been a thorn in a lot of the real EFEDs situation, and mostly all because of political agendas tied to their company. You think using your cause is going to be the most efficient measure, and the fact that you take over a lot of shows proves a lot of points because we had an incident that happened. I mean, I wasn't in the chat, but I noticed it because it was brought to my attention from a lot of people in your chat.
Yep.
But that's a problem in itself. And just to give the newcomers of the EFED industry a little thing, watch out for this.
It's a main thing now. This new generation of EFED. A lot of new owners out there that doesn't really know what to do. They don't know how to run a company, their own business. They like to steal other people's ideas and promotions.
Exactly. And that's been a huge narrative of this episode that we have here. We are exposing the narrative of these EFEDs that think that they are entitled to doing whatever they want to do and think that it's the right thing for the EFED business. It's not. You're literally projecting something to EFED, to up and coming EFED owners and creators, that you have a selfish, entitled game that doesn't have no outcome at all.
Nope, it doesn't. Exactly. It's exactly right on the nail.
And I feel like EFEDs like you, EFEDs like CJ Mundo runs, and JTV, y'all have a structure that speaks volumes. And the same structure is the most appreciative thing you can give. And you can talk to your creators that's in the roster is a whole other aspect of this whole point in time, because we feel like in this EFED industry, there's too many self-pretenders and not enough real people that brings out a narrative.
Too many egos take over.
That bingo right there, right there. Egos plays a huge part in this narrative.
Egos,
and egos kill brands very quick.
Yep. As a promoter, we should not let our egos take over the product and the content we're putting.
Exactly. You just hit the nail on the coffin right there, Ricky. And I appreciate that a man of your stature has ultimately valued real and creative process instead of fake narrative agendas like ONW's is doing, because this is what's killing the narrative.
Yep.
You can't get viewership if you're not willing to put the creators first.
Yep. You as promoters, we do our input. Without the clause, we're nothing. Without the people that make the clause, what do we do? Nothing. We are nothing without them.
Exactly. And this is why we have what we have right now.
Yep.
If it wasn't for the voices of myself, CJ, in this EFED industry, that has put the forefront of creators, value, respect of this whole narrative.
Exactly.
We have literally put the forefront out there. And I like the message that you put in your chat today, because that spoke volumes not only for your roster, but also for EFED owners that's in your chat to basically say, okay, we got to stand clear of these people, because these people are literally the very foundation of what we don't want our companies to be going into 2K26.
Yep, we have been. 2K26 is supposed to be a whole new era. Everything, a whole new game system, a whole new generation to change.
Now, at the end of the day, speaking of 2K26, this is a sheer thing I want to say. Mm-hmm. If you are coming up in this EFED industry and want to be around a bunch of real like-minded creators and EFED owners, please feel free to find us on social media, whether it be Twitter/X now or Instagram, even our YouTube channel. Basically, get with us, because we'll steer you in the right direction. Don't go to these toxic owners that think that they know everything and just use and abuse you for their own personal gain.
Use your
IP. That's not the way that we want to have established going into 2K26.
Nope.
There's some structure and guidance that has to go a long way in this industry, and I feel like it starts with us.
Oh yeah,
the real people,
the foundation. We're the foundation. We are supposed to open these doors for the next generation, next class. They're gonna come in. They're probably new, start their career, probably the next game system.
Exactly, and that's why I feel as I have done plenty of messages, as well as CJ Mundo and a host of other real people like J Kid and all that.
Yeah,
we are the structure.
Yep,
we are the foundation.
We're the ones.
We are the backbone of what holds this industry together. Exactly. Not these fake, phony, pretend EFED owners that don't give a fuck about the roster, don't give a fuck about the creators, don't give a fuck about your own company as a whole.
Nope.
You fake to pretend, and you're clickbaity, if you will. And you shouldn't have an EFED for clickbait value.
Yep. It's all they're mostly about talking about views instead of just think about the product and content. You need the product and content, you need the cause, you need the foundation, you need everything to make the show what it's supposed to be. Not about the views, not about subscribers. It's about people enjoying themselves, sitting there and watching.
Exactly. It's like, where is the fun atmosphere in the call community that makes sense? Because in most cases, you don't even see the fun value in most of these e-fairs that you go to. Because at the end of the day, you have self-entitled owners that think that they can just instantly throw something together, no match card, no guidance, no structure, no nothing. And most of these e-fairs don't even appreciate a match card. You throw last minute shit in scenario, which kills the whole narrative. And this is why when you get people to come to you for your show, they only there to see them and them alone. They don't care about the rest of the show.
Nope.
You don't have no entertainment value because you're killing the whole narrative of what should be the thing.
Exactly.
Keeping viewership interest.
You got to keep your fan base attached. You want the fan base to continue, you got to put match card out, let them know this is what's happening this week. Then you give it that whole week to let them promote whatever promo. If they want a promo, it's up to them. I don't really force it. It's up to them for promo.
Exactly.
They got to enjoy I want them to see their claw come to life. Enjoy their creation. Enjoy themselves. Not just be like they want them to enjoy themselves. Like, this is my claw. Wow.
Exactly. And this is why when you have shows like yours,
yep.
TJ's, and a host of other people, these are what we like to say fun atmosphere shows, yep. But you also know how to pick the right people for the roster to be impactful, not only just to enjoy the conversation amongst everybody, but also to have that foundation that says, okay, these guys are getting along with one another. There's no drama, but there may be drama at some point, but it ain't as big as some of these other e-feds. You got the cancerous, toxic people that just like to stir the pot, that is. Yep. But they take it in a way where it's literally over the edge, and it's not in the car community. It's not basically this, but it's over that narrative of how do you chin check something of this magnitude when you're throwing family orientation and whatever into the narrative.
Exactly.
The one rule I think we all should have going into 26, there should be no pop shots at family members. Like, this is one thing I feel a lot of e-feds don't do, but you throw these pop shots out there anyway because it kills the whole vibe of what you are structuring in your e-fed.
Like, there's K-fed and there's personal. You want to keep the personal away. Just keep it as K-fed.
Gotcha.
Don't go personal unless you talked about what you're doing in person. Like, you do like a behind the scenes talk. Okay, I'm gonna go do this, and let them know ahead of time. You're gonna go personal, but only hit.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. You never know who's gonna take these shots over the edge, because the funny thing about it is you don't know how this person's mindset is thinking, because they think, oh, just because you're an entitled SOB, think that, oh, you can just weasel your way into a title shot or weasel your way into this. You can call out whatever opponent you want. No. I mean, I can understand the call out the opponent factor. Cool. That's like associated with the whole narrative, but it's that narrative of the entitlement. Like, I'm getting the shot before this person, this, that, and the third, or they'll get in the way of somebody that is ultimately a factor that you chose that's building his way up. But then you got the cocky attitude, cocky, arrogant individual that want to sit there and kill that person's whole vibe. For what reason?
They think they're better than everybody else because, they think, oh, yeah, I'm going to get my shot right away. Like, nope, everybody got to start from the bottom. No matter who you are, you start from the bottom of the tree.
Exactly. There is no real structure or no real consideration in general for the person that's building his resume. And that resume could speak volumes if these people allowed everything to go down, Ricky. And that's the one thing I'll say as a whole, because you don't see too many people in this in this community
Nope.
that values the storyline.
Nope, they don't. They just want
And that's the crazy thing about this, is nobody values the storyline. And if you did value the storyline, you would appreciate what the owner and the eFed is doing as a whole. But
exactly.
you have those individuals that don't appreciate, don't value this, say fuck you to the owner, this, that, and the third. It feels like to us, you're not fit to be in this community.
Nope.
And in most cases, you don't see owners chin checking anybody of that nature, because they feel like, oh, we are encouraging that because that is their mentality.
Exactly. They were either the way they were bought when they started eFit, or they just did it to themselves. They probably got fed with that when
It's
they.
like you've been coddled all your life by owners that never appreciated what you can really bring to the table if you just let your creative process show.
Yep. You can make a small skinny claw like so puny that claw will outperform everybody in the whole roster. Just depends how you build them.
And at the end of the day, this is another thing that kills me. You have these creators who overdo their cause so badly.
Yep. They
And
want
I mean, and you know the ones I'm referring to.
to.
The cocky, arrogant creators who think that, oh, by the way, this is my call. I created him, but then he bulldozed through everyone on the roster and can't take a loss. But when you do take that loss, oh, your sentence is trash. Your sentence is this. Like, you did something to the game, this, that, and the third. Show your sentence.
Or you rigged your sliders, or however.
Right. You know where I'm getting at with it.
Guys, that happens before. It happens to me. It happens a lot. You can make it. Sometimes they make these cloths that are mass, big, super heavyweights, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, why super heavy?
Exactly.
I was like,
And it feels like every time, Ricky, and I'm glad that I got somebody on here that can really dive into that narrative and really speak on the narrative that I've seen a lot of e-feds do wrong up in. And it's like these e-feds know who we're referring to. These owners are out here. They are scheming their way.
Yep.
They're getting calls that shouldn't be in situations that they're in.
they're trying
And
to take over other people's e-feds.
you're right. What is up with the takeover narrative? And speaking of takeover narrative, I'd like to take this second, Ricky, to really publicly put this out there.
Yeah.
Ray Nakai, we tried to warn you on every simple narrative of these people.
Yep.
You associated yourself with a group of individuals that is not only going to be bad for your company,
Yep.
but also bad for the narrative that you stand on.
Exactly.
And you've invited four individuals that have single-handedly ruined this e-fed industry.
Yep, they have.
These four individuals know who we're talking. You know who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They came into your company, Ricky, and you literally seen everything you needed to see about these individuals. And I just want to warn the e-fed community that these individuals are literally the toxic environment we set not to have in 26.
Nope. 26 should be a whole new. Everything should be whole new. Like rules set down. Everything should be padded. And these e-feds that are affiliated with us, they want to be
And
they can't be.
this whole thing is going to be based on one thing: if you join an EFED community or universal promotional company,
Yeah,
please just follow our lead. That's all we ask is follow our lead because there is no reason you can't be led by example.
exactly. It's true. Lead by example. If you have people like this in your
Because you have a group of
narcissist,
people that swear that they're leaders, but they don't lead by example. They follow in suit. They
yep,
steal trends. They steal
follow.
cause.
They come
They
in.
steal everything of the nature that they wish that they so could be, but you're not genuine.
Nope. Instead of just, they copy, take people's ideas. They take your claw and make it their own by changing some things.
Exactly.
They change. They take their claw. They like your claw, but they can't make their own. So they want to take your claw and they change things around to make it their own.
They want to switch up names and do this over here. Oh, we gonna go in here. We gonna switch up moves, this, that, and the third, and make it look like our own.
They're
But
like,
unfortunately, we can look at the call and know dang on well that that's my call. That's your call.
it'll be one
You
thing.
just switched up our tires or whatever to make it look like your own, but you don't literally show that narrative.
Exactly. They don't. They want to. But there's always every claw. You always supposed to put something that's ours in there. We know it's ours. Like that's my claw. Like hold on, what changed? Yep.
And funny that you mentioned all this because J Kid is in the chat. Shout out to you, my guy. At the end of the day, and also shout out to you for the shout out on the show today. I'm gonna tune into that once I'm done with this.
Mhm.
But we got the thing of it is this Ray, you killed off a big narrative of how to be a creator. And you basically stem to the depths of the lowest of low people to the
Mhm.
point where you don't even know what type of structure you're about to have coming into your company. And I feel like we gave you warning after warning. We tried to help you in the best way we could. We were all there for you until you joined them.
And then that was it.
Until you joined them. Because when you join them, you become them. And you don't want to become what you join. A toxic narrative person. You
Nope.
believe in a political agenda that's going to set your company apart from everybody else. No, you had the tools, you had the guidance, you had the structure around you, but you threw that all away for fame, fortune, and greed. And that's something I feel most e-feds are doing nowadays, and that kills a whole lot,
Yep.
Ricky.
It does. They're more focused on viewers and ratings, like they want like their actual big company, like we're like WWE and AEW. Oh, we're gonna try to go for straight for the views instead of being like, hey, just have fun.
Exactly. And for one thing is for sure, you got to think outside the box.
Yep.
You have to think outside the box because if you don't think outside the box, you don't have a structured situation in general.
Nope, you don't. You gotta use your mind, be creative. You have a mind, be creative with it. Be like, use your own creation, come to life.
Exactly. And if you can't have your creation come to life, go get around some individuals like J Kid, get around individuals like Ricky, get around individuals like CJ, because these are the individuals that is going to basically see your product and ultimately try to help you evolve it in a way where it benefits you and everything in general.
Nope, exactly. If you need
Because
this, you just ask. Like, hey, I got an idea for this club. Okay.
yeah, and it's like I can understand, and then that's another thing that kills me in general is the whole, okay, you may show your call to this person, but ultimately they'll look at it and see like, oh, you got a good call, but try to do a little bit of this and this and this to benefit your overall narrative.
Yep, exactly.
But in most cases, I feel like it's pretty much a genuine thing that most of these creators take a step out of the narrative and show that.
Exactly. It is. Some creators just go off their own box, like they're on their own little.
But it's like when you are coming in fresh off of the perspective, okay, you can see potential. You can see overall value in a creator, and you take that creator under your wing and guide them to a better perspective.
Exactly, you could.
Just like, okay, I may not be the best at logo creations, but I try my best to try to get it the best way I could. But then you have like a good logo creator like yourself who can say, okay, here, let me help you out with this over here and see how your logo would look in this narrative.
Yeah, and you can always maybe tweak the logo for a little bit. Tweak a little. Maybe you want something that represents your your characteristic. The logo,
like something that's under my vision, that my liking to see everything go according to plan.
They will fit your claw. Your logo gotta fit your car.
And or my show in general.
Exactly. The logo gotta fit.
The fact of the matter is this: we have these individuals out here that swear they feel entitled, they feel unwelcomed, but I got news for you. You can feel unwelcomed all you want. It's no shame in our game. We're not trying to cause a war. We're not trying to put anybody down. We just putting people on game with everything going on because this is supposed to be a call community. This is supposed to be something appreciative. This is something that's supposed to be valued. This is supposed to be a growth process that we are all in. And we all go through these growth processes in the EFED community.
Yeah, we're all supposed
to be working. Some people feel like they are so entitled to what they are doing that they bring the same structure into the next game, and we don't need that.
Nope,
sometimes you got to evolve yourself to see better.
Yep, either evolve or perish. That's what they just say.
There is no reason you cannot evolve your show and get creators more involved, because the number one pet peeve I have that I've seen certain shows that are toxic do, you oversaturate your cause over the creators. And that is a problem in itself that I know you've seen, Ricky, on several shows. And I know you got a lot to say on that.
Oh, yeah. People out here just they claws, they change them, mess them up. They make them too buff. They make them, instead of making them basic, you can make a basic claw. You don't have to worry about all the stuff, muscles and everything. You can make somebody that represents how will you be if you're in a wrestling business. That claw represents you if you were a wrestler. How will you look if you're in a wrestling company? That's what a claw represents. Your dream. Your dream is in the game, so you can put yourself in the game now. This is what I'll be like if I was Not some people make these claws too buff, too big, or they're trying to make, or they just give them some overkill moves, like make them super big weights, so they can kill their opponents fast, instead of being like, okay, super weight, but the super weight versus a light heavyweight, that ain't gonna work.
Right, exactly. And the whole narrative of this whole outlook that we say is create your call, how you would think yourself would actually turn out to be. If you're kind of muscle built, okay, I understand. I get why you got the muscle
Yep.
and the atmosphere of that, but
But
also
too much mass.
keeping originality to the narrative of what your call is. If you say you are a hardcore oriented person,
Yeah.
be hardcore. If you're high flyer, be high flyer. If you want to mix of both, be a mix of both. But it's that narrative right there that brings you one step closer to understanding what you are building
Mhm.
for your call.
But don't
But
never.
also, it also takes one other person, and you can have a friend over to check it out, or
Or just
you
put it.
got another creator that's been proficient in this whole thing. But understanding that brings you one step closer to being a good person in the call community.
Yep. Yep. Don't overkill your claw. Don't make your claw overkill. Like make him with all this stuff that he don't need. You're gonna make a claw overkill, which means you're gonna try to put all these big moves, and then
It and it's like I feel like that's one thing that I noticed, and being over here in that other company that we don't mention
yeah.
at all,
Nope.
they literally have the most overkilled cause ever, and it kills a lot of narrative in itself because in general you would think that a realistic approach
Yep.
to your call would be the best value in some cases, but you
Exactly.
have some ego driven care people that feel like, oh, I'm gonna be the star of the show, this, that, and the third,
Yep.
and oversaturate their call with so many moves in particular that kills the whole narrative of what you stand on for your company.
Exactly.
And it's like I feel like most owners need to have some sort of
Limit. Exactly.
rule in place that says, okay, if your call is oversaturated with X, Y, and Z moves that overpower other creators, we have the right to go in and structure your call to be realistic.
That's true. Yep. It's true. They make someone to give like some of these wrestlers got like big old like they use RKO as a regular move instead of a finisher, or they use just the curve stunt instead of a finisher, or the F5.
Right. And then on top of all that, it's like this. You have some calls out here, and I hate to put this in perspective, but I've seen it with my own two eyes. Some call creators like to oversaturate their moves, not saying their finisher or signature,
Mm-hmm.
but you put these said signature and finisher moves in your repertoire, like, oh, I've like we got this, and this, like, but you are overpowering yourself over creators who are realistically doing their favorite moves
Mm-hmm.
as a whole, and everybody has their favorite moves. I understand, I get it,
Yep. But
but
don't use the
we
same.
are not going to sit up here and oversaturate your call with the best moves to get the best results, and you take an ass whooping 1 minute, and it's like, oh, my call is supposed to be better than that, this, that, and the third. Oh, by the way, you lost clean, fair, and square
Exactly.
with an overrated moveset.
Yep. That's
Make
what
it
it.
make sense.
Yep. Make it make sense. And like, then you have that clause. Same clause. It could be a super heavyweight, and you pretty much that's okay. That's a game over. That's a cheat code right there. That's a cheat
Like
code. Super
it's like
cheat code.
you just made the perfect quote right there.
That's a cheat code.
People who are making cheat code characters,
Yep.
cheat code calls, have been a staple thing I've noticed
Yeah.
in
Especially if they online.
2K25.
If you play online, it's the same. They use like that which move that you put them on the floor and they keep upon on you, to jump on you, jump on you. So
Right, right. I've noticed a lot of things in general that doesn't need to be a thing in 26, going into 26, because I feel like if everybody can have a creative process and you watch wrestling as a whole,
Yep.
you should know that there are certain moves that should not be utilized as a regular move in general.
It gotta be used for a special or a signature, not to use for like an regular move set. Keep going and going.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they want to win the match, they gotta use a power move. They can try to get them off faster.
But unfortunately, it's like you got these individuals out here that don't value or appreciate what guidance and leadership is in the car community.
But they
And
still
I understand you are like a motivator to some people out here, just like CJ is, just like J Kid is. But we don't got no real motivators
nope.
to speak truth like we do in this industry. And that's what, and I feel like that is one thing that is missing in this car community is motivators who can lead the next generation forward.
Yep, because there's new generations coming, new people come in, and they're not being taught well. They're not being in the path. They need to be in the right path to make it in the Fed that it is now.
Exactly.
They need a path. Somebody to show them the right path.
And I feel like in my generation, in my time being in this eFed industry, there's been like maybe 3 or 4 people that I've learned under and appreciated their leadership in general.
Yeah.
Like TJ being one of them. My friend Miles, who runs ERPW, shout out to you if you're watching. And there was a couple of other people, like my friend, like these boys that I know in the family.
Yep.
Shout out to Crimson Beast and Jay Williams. You two guys have been a huge inspiration to me as a whole because I learned under these guys who's been in the eFed industry longer than me. So I've joined their eFed and I value and appreciate everything that these guys do. And then being under the leadership of you right now, Ricky, with AHW and everything I've been through with CJ Mundo and his guidance and leadership, he was the one that made me break away from the toxic environment company that is what it is, because I feel like there's not enough people that stand up individuals that seen what has gone through in these companies and not call out the unnecessary things that they've noticed. I can call out a lot of things with this company and fraudulent shit that has happened in this company.
Oh yeah.
But I don't do it because they're showing everybody in their own way.
And a lot of people don't want to speak up because they're too scared to get contact.
And it feels like the people that don't want to stand up, I'll say this to y'all right now.
They're scared.
Don't feel scared because of the owner. Don't feel scared because of certain people in that company is going to ridicule you for no reason. And these are things that I say, if you got a voice, stand up.
Speak out.
Be appreciative. Speak out on the narrative. Don't be held back by owners that want to ridicule you for not being the way you are. You are in an eFed company. If you're not being valued by that owner, leave.
Yep, or something. Or just like, I'm done. Walk away.
Like, leave the chat. If you got people in that chat that is ridiculing you, abusing you, criticizing your every move, leave.
Or judging your claw, or just take it, or make fun of your car. This doesn't fit in this. We don't want it. We want to change it. Like, nope, bye bye. So my car is.
You have all the power in the world to be who you are.
Your voice is your weapon.
Your voice should be the focal point. Use that as your overall value.
Voice of the voiceless is what they call it. Voice of the voiceless.
Like, don't be second fiddle to anybody in that company. You
Exactly.
hold the power. You hold every key there is in general. If you want to leave, leave.
Yep, because that's what they said. The promoter needs you to make this show run. Not they need you to run, not for us to them. We need car creators. They don't need us. Without the
And that's another thing that leads me into that you said that
yep,
it shouldn't be, oh, these toxic owners need creators to build themselves. It's the other way around. You should need the creator to build your company.
exactly. Without the
And
creators,
at the end of the day, it goes as follows. These toxic create EFED owners, they know exactly what they are doing. They are using and abusing the system to gain more value for their cause over everybody else. And that's one thing I cannot stand. I've seen it a bunch of times, and it's bad for business.
yep, it is.
And at the end of the day, like CJ just said in the chat, you may have friends, but most of these people that's in these e-feds are not your friend.
Nope, not
They want to use and abuse you for everything you have to offer them, and they take your advice, they take what you give them
take
and,
your ideas and everything.
and put it into another perspective for their cause.
Like they always say, to keep your friends closer and enemies closer.
Perfectly said, Ricky. Perfectly said, right there.
Because you know, if you keep enemy closer, you know what they're up to. You know, like okay, gotta keep an eye on them like that. So you making sure, and you can't even have your ideas out there because you can't. They'll use your ideas against you. Like I thought that's my idea. What the hell? How'd that get?
But we're gonna get into this moment here where I'm gonna do a couple announcements here.
Yep.
And looking at the narrative here, we do have a big lineup of one major show, 2 nights. We got Mondo Mania coming up this week, February 14th and 15th. And speaking of Mondo Mania, you are being inducted into the Hall of Fame. How does it feel that you have that moment of shine and respect from the peers of this car community to be inducted into that segment?
Well, at first, my car retired in 2019 because I accomplished what out there and what my time was done. I don't want to take nobody else's spotlight. That was my goal, and that's still my goal. Then I decided to come back this year. Came back, and then Mondo, which was I've been knowing for quite a while. I helped him build NWF before, and a couple of brands with him. I helped him out, so I felt an honor because I mean this is like my 25th Hall of Fame from general from together, which I'm proud and I'm happy to be in it. It just shows that to this day, my class still very popular.
As the whole saying goes, if everybody's here that's watching and listening and paying attention to everything, hard work pays off if you grind and put the work in for your call.
And
do not let promoters steer you in the wrong direction to say, oh, this is the direction I want for you, but ultimately you're stuck in the mid card of no way being used efficiently, because in general, you should be the one having the power for your call. You should be the one to go to these owners and ask for storylines, or if you even have storylines you want, bring them to the owner. If the owner doesn't take your idea into consideration, he's toxic. Get out.
Yep. And see, my claw when I first started, it was a skinny claw because that's how you started off as a rookie. Skinny claw. Back. That's how.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Yeah, because I made sure when I want to start as a little person, because when you're a new person rookie in the rest of any fed, you want to start as a small claw. That's how and each month, each year, I work my claw up. I build them up slowly, a little mass each week, a little mass, build them up like over the years.
I like the perspective that you went with it. You kind of said, okay, I'm a small fish in a big pond,
exactly.
But sooner or later, that small fish is going to turn into a big giant, and
Exactly.
that big giant is going to rule everything in general,
Hmm.
and pretty much show people that this is the iron fish you need to
Exactly.
come into the industry
And it's
as
yep.
a whole.
And that's the
But
claw.
everybody want to say, okay, but
Mhm.
you got this narrative nowadays where,
They don't do that.
okay, it's big giant in a big world. Nah, you
Nope.
can't think like that.
Nope. You see, and then as over the years gone, I made my claw age too as well. As each year, I made them age. Made them. I gave my
And that's one thing I've noticed about a lot of real good creators.
yep. We
They
made
know how to take their call. Okay, you may keep the same structured
yeah.
feel
Give them to
of
structure.
the call, but maybe you'll switch up the hairstyle once in a blue moon. You may say,
Yeah, a little
okay, here, let's put a little beard on him.
gray hair.
Let's mature him out a little bit.
You have to. It's you gotta make the cop feel like you will feel realistic. You got to give it that personality, that real personality. You gotta make it.
That is a beautiful thing in general because I feel like most creators they go with the same
Yeah,
lackluster approach. You got the same look as the call, but
yeah,
then when you look at the show, it's like you look at this call over here and be like, why is it the same look as this other creator's
yeah,
call?
yeah. Nothing.
And you can't tell who was the real creator of this call.
Yep. You
So
keep.
it's like you got to go in there and say, okay, I'm pulling you two out of the equation because I need to talk to y'all personally. And it feels like you don't know how to approach the situation. Some of these creators do not know how to approach the situation at hand because you look at it and you say to yourself, did you still just call off for community creations or did you do this in some way where it doesn't feel like your work? You know, it just doesn't add up to everything that is genuine. You there? But for the most part, I will say this: this has been one of the most good episodes that we've had in a long time. But everybody that's in the chat, I mean, you had $1 million worth of game thrown at you, and it's very appreciative to know that you have some real creators out here that value and appreciate everything we stand on as a whole. I mean, let's be honest here. There's not too many real creators that makes this community feel special. And I know there's a lot of people that I can thank for everything that built me up to where I am. They all know some of them are in the chat right now. But we got Ricky coming back into the mix.
There you go. Sorry, back. Internet went crazy.
No problem, no problem. I knew something was out of sync for a minute there, but yeah, like I was saying, like we was in a nice genuine moment there because it's like I feel like everything has structure.
Yep. You
And
need
like I
you need
feel like
structure.
most of these creators, they don't even take the time to build your call efficiently because most of these creators rush to do everything. They don't value or garner the time or structure it takes, whether it be building the call, creating the move set, and whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah. They don't. They're gonna rush their claw and be like, oh, let's go. Stop taking their time. Developmental development, right? Step by step. Step one, step two, and so forth.
And it's like these steps are crucial to how your overall presentation is for the call. Now, you may not be the best creator as far as attire goes, but it's the logo work that makes the call stand out.
Yep,
So
exactly. You need your car could be. You can make them into underwear, boxers, briefs. Rest you can make it to a small, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Started off with black boots and black trunks, made him popular. Bam. Basic.
exactly,
Basic.
it's how you evolve
Yep.
the call over each game
Yep. That's what
that's
I do.
going to make the best decision possible. It's
Yep.
almost like I can understand why you had like the female creators kind of have a different level of perspective than a male creator. And I feel like most female creators don't get the value and appreciation that they deserve because reasons, all that good stuff, and we all know it because we are creators ourselves. Sometimes we get that struggle situation where you may not have a creative process one day, but as you progress throughout the week, you may get something epic.
Yep. It depends. Yep. But there's not a lot of female creators out there besides that's guys make them. There's not actual female. You only buy. There's not like barely few females in the creation. Like actual real
Exactly.
females.
I feel like there's not enough creators to have a structure.
To make a real, you need like a real woman to make a real creator because they will know how to make a real woman car creator. We just don't have enough woman creations.
Like I see a lot of women's creators,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not enough kind of
No,
stepping up to the plate of
no,
being in that foundation that we all know.
exactly. There's not a lot of women, actual women in there that can create the actual creation.
And it's like, not to mention, it's like a lot of real, like some of these women creators get so much scrutiny, and I can't stand that they get this, but it's like we don't appreciate enough creators in this structure that do this, especially if you're a woman.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, there are a lot of women creators that I've seen in this on Twitter, on X/Twitter,
Yeah.
that needs to have that creative value they deserve because they took the time to build these cars up.
Yep.
And most of these eFed owners don't even appreciate and utilize them enough.
No, because there's not. Yeah, they don't know how to use them. They don't know how to.
I feel like I feel like there is not enough women's based eFed owners
They're
that
not.
steps up to the plate.
There's not enough. Nope. There's mostly either guys create them, because us, or but there's not actual women that create an actual female needs to create an actual car. We don't have that much. Not a lot of promoters at that either. Female promoters.
I feel you on that one,
The
and
big.
that's a huge,
Yeah.
huge thing that needs to be
Addresses.
rectified in 26 is that we need more eFed women
We need
promoters and
actual women in
owners
there.
that's going to structure something for the ladies.
Yep. Because if we don't have an actual woman, we don't know what their concept. We don't know how
We
their
we, we, we need that guidance of women's
actually how they feel.
how you would feel about the industry, how you would feel about your own creative structure, your own show.
Yep.
All that is appreciative and valued here because
Yep.
I would like to have an episode one day where I would like to have an all women channel
Yeah.
to get their thoughts and opinions on the eFed industry as a whole because this is going to be a nice little series that I bring to the table is putting eFeds in perspective as a whole because the next episode I'm doing, and I hope a lot of women are going to tune in for this, is how to see the car community from a women's perspective. I mean, and I want to definitely do this because there's not enough women that's stepping up to the plate and voicing their opinion. it's not enough. And I feel like as fellas, we value and garner everybody's opinion as a whole.
Yep, that's true. That is true.
So it is greatly imperative, ladies, if you are in the EFED industry, please get in touch with me. I would like to see your thoughts and perspectives on the next episode, or even invite y'all into the next episode to get your thoughts and opinions on this, because everybody's opinion is valued and appreciative in this industry as a whole.
We need more female car creators, or else we're not too many. Like when you go into creation, they see male creating female instead of actually having an actual woman to create their own wrestler and have their opinion how they want to be looked at.
Exactly,
Not
because
us putting them all together. I'm like, nope.
and it's because it's like I feel like this. There's not enough women that's structured enough to the point where we can say,
Yep.
here's the call concept, but can you vision this concept in your image?
Exactly. Can you see it?
With
Can you vision it?
face scan, with a face scan, all that good stuff, and it's hard to get face scans in 2K games as
Yeah,
a whole.
it is
It
hard.
ain't as creative as it is in NBA, but we need these type of structure in general.
Yep, they do.
So it's like I say it like this: as you see the link right there
Mhm.
to join the episode as a whole, we want to get more people that's gonna put a big perspective narrative about these fraudulent companies that you've been in, and bring an overall value to the industry as a whole, because I feel like everybody needs to have a voice, everybody needs a structure, everybody needs a value
Yep,
as a whole.
mouthpiece. We need
Because
like
there's not enough mouthpieces that is standing up for what they believe their cause should be. There's too many people that I've seen used and abused in this industry because of preference or whatever the case may be. I get it. I understand. But it's not enough creators that'll stand for the same structure as most of us real people in the EFED industry.
that's true. So true.
There is not enough that we can say to help you along your way, but there's enough that we can give you to go that next step. It's what you do with this information that values everything else.
That's true.
And in most cases, I feel like as a voice and as a leader in this car community, I want to see everybody succeed and grow. I don't want to see people left behind because the owner or the community that you're in, the EFED that you're in, doesn't appreciate what you stand for.
Oh yeah, they don't.
They want to shit on your car because you're not being a kiss ass individual. And that's one thing I say is there's too many kiss ass individuals ruining the car community. They want to be, at the top of their game. They want to be the champion. They want to do this, but don't put in the fucking work to be that champion.
Nope, they don't. It's the one of the easy path, not the hard path.
You rather take this, you rather be the political guy instead of grinding from the bottom and working your way up to the top. Don't sit there and feel like it's not all sunshine and rainbows because you're over in the E-Fed that you feel that you're going to be appreciative in. Nah. At the end of the day, look at how they're structured first before you go. I
Yep.
say this
History.
every time.
Look at the history.
Don't.
The history of the EFED. Look back then to now, you'll see the difference.
Yep, exactly. It's almost like this. If you before you go, check out their recent show. If their recent show is showing you a sign of this is where you can grow, go where you're appreciated, not where you're not where you feel you're gonna get the best results in.
Yep, they're being used and abused.
Exactly. But in most cases, there are a lot of people that should be valued and appreciative in whatever EFED you're in. I appreciate y'all being there as a whole, but as a leader and as a man of wisdom and knowledge and structure, don't be in the EFED that is not utilizing you in general and not feeling like you're a piece of shit. There's too many E-Feds out here right now that can utilize you and build you as a whole. But at the end of the day, you choose to be there, fine. But don't let these owners shit on you for what you stand and believe in.
Those are facts. Exactly. Those are the words that should be posted somewhere on the
I
chat.
feel like at the end of the day, people only go over there to these companies because they feel like, oh, I can fit in with these guys, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, over a day or a month or a week or so being over there, you feel like shit because you're not being used and appreciative. That's what happens nowadays.
Or your claws being
They,
read for no reason. Yep.
they, or you may have these owners that sit there and say, oh, we got your car, but we gonna switch up some things on your car. At the end of the day, you don't want to have anything switched up. You don't want to have anything switched on your car. That is the number one thing because most of these owners are crooked and they don't value your car.
Nope, they're just using your claw for something else.
Exactly. And for the most part, we can sit there and this is why there are owners who appreciate and value. And then you have your ain't shit owners who want to use and abuse you for their personal gain. Don't be that person that goes to an owner that doesn't appreciate and value you.
Yep, don't go. Go to a place they know you're gonna be appreciated for your work ethic, for your claw, and for your creation.
But for the most part, I will say this, Ricky. It has been a pleasure having you on this episode. We may do another one down the line that's going to be more leadership and more intrigue where we got other guests with us. But for the most part, hold on. We got people involved. Hold on. We got
It's just
one other
Nixon,
guy coming in.
Nixon Wolf. Oh,
Nixon
Hey
Wolf. We
everybody,
we we,
how's
we
everybody?
have the man of the hour, Nixon. We can definitely expose some more narrative about these fraudulent e-feds in the industry. So Nixon, the stage is yours.
Okay, so everybody, what shall we talk about? Where do we
At the
want
end
to
of the day,
start?
we kind of exposed and we gave a little truth out here to the e-fed industry, and we need your opinion we need your value structure on this because I feel like there's a lot of fraudulent e-feds out here, and I know you got one in particular that you can expose the narrative of. Feel free to.
Man, I've been in so many different companies that's like that. Wasn't even funny. I've seen my fair share of horrible companies that I've been in. Ricky's company ain't one of them. I'll just tell everybody that right in here and now. Ricky's probably got one of the better companies.
Thank you for that.
I've been into multiple companies. It doesn't matter where I was. I found out what the bad ones was. I found out what the good ones was. Now, the people that like to go say shit about other companies saying they're bad, test it out before you listen to people that talk bad about it.
Facts.
I mean, come on now. It ain't that hard.
Like, do your research on the company before you go there.
Yep. They should always understand that you have your toxic people, then you have your non toxic people.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even ask anybody that has an EFED that knows who the toxic people are. I've been in Ricky's company for a long time. I even won titles in his company. That's something that I've always been able to do. Winning titles in company that you know helps your career, especially if you know the owners. I always thank Ricky for everything he's done in his company. He keeps up the good work always.
It's a proven narrative out here. Go where you're appreciated, not where you're wanting to go. And at
Exactly.
the end of the day, it's kind of like Nixon said, like Nixon has been valued everywhere he's gone, but he's also had his fair share of companies he wasn't valued and appreciative in. And at the end of the day, these unappreciative companies need to get taught a narrative of respect because that's something that goes a long way. Respect is critical in the e-fed industry,
I mean,
but also communication is also a value as well.
you can have a lot of big names in your EFED. You can know who you know who you are. You could walk into a company. If someone knows you, that's good. That means you've been put out on the market and you
But
know.
hold that thought, Nixon. We got another guest coming in the building. We got a violet chick coming to the stage. CJ Mundo is in the building.
I mean, I heard a lot both sides of Ricky and also Nixon.
Yep.
That pretty much drove a wedge to the truth. I mean, I'm not going to argue the facts, but at the same time, you know, when you got these same individuals as saying, you know, for example, they put my name in the dirt saying, oh, CJ's toxic. Same thing they did with Kevin Impact saying he's toxic. But, you know, the more I find out about it and how ironic this is that it seems like these toxic people wants to try to play the blame game to throw you under the bus because they know if the truth gets out, they know they're the ones going to be on the railroad track and you're the ones going to be in the safe zone.
And at the end of the day, CJ, me and you have been the main two people outside of J Kid that has been preaching this narrative of respect in the e-fed industry. We've been pointing out the toxic places. We've done everything in general to bring an understanding to the community that ultimately shows that we've been the voice of reason. I mean, if we didn't see Ricky Armstrong post that quote in his chat this morning,
Yep.
we basically laid the foundation out here that spoke volumes.
Well, if you go
them
back to call history.
What? Hold the phone. The man of the hour has arrived. We got Kevin Impact in the building.
Damn, what a podcast this is. We're getting the whole crew a part of this.
This is
Shit, I
history
just
in the making.
subscribed not too long ago. Had to
History in the
double
making.
check to make sure.
History.
And
Oh, no problem, no problem, no problem.
Historic moment right here.
there was some noise going on over here. Y'all making some noise. I had to stop by. What's going
Oh,
on? What's
yeah,
going
we
on,
trying to
fellas?
bring that positive impact nature
Forbidden
into
door.
the e-fed industry and literally bring a narrative message to the newcomers in the e-fed industry that'll join in 26 that's going to bring a real future to them. But we also exposing the narrative of these e-fed owners that don't appreciate or value what we stand on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to it. You know, you've been cutting the shit out of poor Ricky, who been trying to get a word. I'm like, God damn, every time Ricky's like, DJ just be like, nah, man, hold up, man. Hold up, pass me
But
the
I
mic, pass me the
appreciate it.
mic,
I
pass
mean,
me.
I'm feeding off of it.
But
Mm-hmm.
nah, I'm messing with you,
I
But
know.
it just
This
made
is probably the first
it,
time I
it
ever
made
seen Kevin
that
Impact.
shit had me fucking dying. Can I curse on here? I'm not PG. I
Oh,
apologize. Who
this is X-rated. We
who
can
was it
definitely
that
go.
said that?
You definitely go in there.
X-rated,
Just
rated, whatever, all rated.
which means we don't
Okay,
give a
which one is
fuck.
talking? I gotta look at the screen. Is it Nixon that's talking?
Hey, how you
That would be
doing?
the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Nixon Wolf.
Oh, what's going
That's
on,
Nixon
Nixon?
Wolf in
Nice
the
to meet
building.
you, man.
Nice to meet you too. I've
Nice to
heard a
meet
lot
you,
of things
man.
about you.
I try, man. You know what I mean? I think all of us making our own impact, our own way.
Yeah, I'm always
But
trying to
I'm
do my
supporting
best.
these guys who are out here.
I'm
Yeah, these
carrying
guys are
companies
out
on
here
my
though. They're
neck just to show
preaching.
what a real world champion looks like. And I'm making a threat to all the bad companies out there. You want to see what a real world champion? Stay tuned. You'll always look at it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Especially with Mondomania coming up this week, that's going to definitely be the eye catcher of the week.
Amateur Slim Jim.
Like we got two of the Hall of Famers in this chat, so yeah.
It's kind of breaking up a little bit, but yeah,
I've
I'm
been
starting on
excited.
Saturday. Somebody was breaking up. If somebody's saying something, go ahead now. You were breaking up.
So yeah, I'm
I think it
here.
was Nixon.
So yeah, we got two Hall of Famers
You
in the
with us,
building.
Nixon?
So it's like
We have in the office, and it's that if you're scared, see.
I think that's Nixon.
But for everybody to understand is you got a lot of
Yeah.
people here that stands up for what they believe in. Let everybody know here what we're about.
In our
In
meeting,
this particular incident and situation that we have right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to build a foundation and structure in this e-fed industry of respect and appreciative
We bring
value.
it.
We're not trying to scrutinize or jeopardize what you stand and believe in because we take all beliefs into consideration over here. We appreciate what you bring to the table. We honor everything that is valued about you. What we not going to value is the toxicity, the lies, the manipulation, the backstage politics that goes on in most of these e-feds. We're going to call that out as a whole.
We're going to be better than those horrible companies that would treat other people like crap.
We're gonna do what they should have done. We're gonna change the rules around. We're gonna bring back the glory, the possibility, the promising of EFED, what it was. Bring it all back.
Well, going back to the history is pretty much, the founding fathers, way before my time, Ricky's time, Kevin Impact's time, they pretty much built this. This was their era that they pretty much put foundations and stones in to build what it is today. And
us.
To me, it feels like that, we let a lot of toxic people in that's taking those stones and tearing down the whole temple of Khaos. I mean, this is just how I feel about it.
That's facts.
I agree with CJ. I started my career on 2K19. I was doing this at 16 years old during my year of middle school. So I've been around for a long time and I've seen it change.
Like I started literally around the 2K23 run, like because I wasn't really big in 22, wasn't really big in 20, so I was just building the cars for the heck of it to see how my creative process was. But once I got into my EFED run, I was like, this is a pretty fun atmosphere to be in. But also, I've met some interesting faces along the time, and I appreciated and valued everything I was taught.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody here. I've known Ricky for a long time. I've known Mr. CJ Mondo. I've been starting to get to know DJ, and now I met Kevin, which I've heard things good about him. But the thing is, they're going to know is something in particular that we're going to try to change it back to the way it was. Not all this, oh, they did that, they did this. E-fetting is supposed to be how it should be as a whole. We shouldn't be arguing, fighting over stupid shit and get letting people just get at each other's throats. I mean, it's bullshit. Straight up bullshit. And we're going to end up changing it.
We're gonna flip the book, flip the pages.
I'm going to throw the book at them.
That might not work, but
Tell them to get the fuck over it.
At the end of the day, get out your fucking feelings
I
and
mean,
start with some structure that takes your company to the next level.
use your voice as a weapon to speak out. Your voice is the weapon for any E-Fed or car promoter. Your voice is your weapon. Don't
You
be
know,
scared.
Exactly.
Speak out. Don't be scared to
And
speak
at the
out.
end of the day, you need to have better communication with your owner. If your owner can't communicate with you as a whole, leave. Leave the group. You don't deserve to have your energy and your time wasted in the E-Fed that's not utilizing you to your fullest potential.
Nope. Use your mind. Be creative with yourself. Be knowledgeable. And of course, be respectful to everybody that works with you. Listen to ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're a legend of that company.
Yep.
There's the number one thing right there. Legends are always there to build you. They're not there to throw you down.
well, since we're talking about the topic of legends, I've said this before to DJ about legends, especially. Not only they're there to pretty much help you, but also they're there to give you something that's going to get you better to take you to the next level. And if you don't listen to them, for example, like it's me going into JTV with Kevin Impact where he knows a player versus player. That'd be like me going and disrespecting, talking how bad JTV is, and then Kevin Impact saying, you know what, CJ, I'm getting tired of you. You're out. You know, people need to understand and have actually common sense that whatever is told to another person to have screenshot evidence of and keeping documents instead of believing in what he said or she said, or that's what's causing the issue. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he said, she said bullshit comments that gets people fighting because they don't have actual documentation or proof.
Uh-huh.
This ain't high school no more. We're all grown adults.
Exactly. But you have some E-Fed owners that are 2-year-old babies bitching and complaining over the smallest shit that their creators do
Devin.
and don't appreciate or value what that creator is going to bring to the table for you. And
I
there's
mean,
plenty of instances of this from what we've been through in our E-Fed career, and it's documented.
I think I've been doing this for almost 7 to 8 years now. I mean, I've been here for a long while, and I've seen it change.
Oh yeah, I feel you on that one. And in most cases, that's signs of not only maturity, but also building yourself to that level.
It goes back to what Ricky was talking about. He
But
always,
we got Kevin Impact back on set right now.
Back what Ricky was telling me. If we keep documentation, we can cut down and eliminate most of the toxicity that's in the e-fed. But we got to keep documentation on people, just not for only everybody else's safety, but as for the owners as well, so we can communicate and try to stop this from getting to be a negative place that we can change for the better. If I can get that right out with words.
Yeah, that's a huge fact. Like keeping everything that you've got from this e-fed, whether it be conversations, whatever little piece of stuff that they've said, cool. As long as you have the documentation, it goes a long way. But in most cases, I feel like a lot of things that we've been through in this e-fed industry accumulated to what we stand on at this very moment. We all appreciate and value everybody's concerns in this industry, whether you're brand new, whether you're up and coming, whether you're a legend in this game. Everything is valued and appreciated because nobody knock or degrade you in this industry other than toxic owners that don't value what we stand on. That in itself shows a lot as a whole.
I've been telling Ricky also about this. This is huge. That the call community is based on unity, not division. So take the two words. Unity means together. Division means apart. So we need to be as unity and not focus on the divisions, which is causing everybody to be apart.
Yep. United we stand, divided we fall.
Yep.
Perfectly
And
said.
if you let them be divided, which will be horrible for people, don't let it be divided.
Don't let those broskies get in the way.
Exactly.
Big facts. Big facts. Big
Or
facts.
those sweet Fiolas.
Yep. Cold. Oh yeah, that's that cough. Yeah. Very toxic. This cough
Or
very
a
toxic.
Canadian trash bag called Fink.
This cough very toxic. It's called back toxic cough.
You mean little fuckers? Oh wait, little feckers. Sorry for my language.
Oops.
Big fat motherfucker fecker.
Hello,
yeah,
officer.
that damn cough.
Yeah, officer. I'm calling because I'm in a podcast with a group of people and they're firing shots from left to right. I need a unit, maybe two.
It's this. You have a bad cough, and this is bad cough, very toxic.
They're taking shots at they shot Devin Kiloa. He's dead. They're shooting a bunch of people in the podcast, man.
I'm gonna
Send
stab
help.
a bitch
Send
here in
3
a
units
second.
right now. Oh, Nick's even
That
next to
damn
this
cough.
talking shit.
I'm gonna stab a bitch.
Officer, he said he's gonna cough on him. He's gonna cough on
No,
him.
those
Send
coughs
4
are
units
bad.
right
Stab him.
These toxic coughs. Whew, can't get rid of them. Toxic coughs,
Some
Damn.
halls might help. Lemon flavor.
Right. Fact.
I mean, it's a lot of brosky halls.
Oh shit. Yeah.
See, at the end of the day, we see we don't sit here, we don't sugarcoat anything. We stand for what we stand for a reason. People may not like us, people may not appreciate us, but learn to respect what we are saying.
Nope.
That is the number one issue here. People do not value what we say. And that's all cool. Have your way, be in the position that you in, cool. But understand, if you're in this call community, value what is said, not what is needed.
what it stands for, not what it defines.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of people take our words, twist them, and think that it's their way.
Nope.
Yep.
Don't twist our words if you're not going to appreciate what's being said.
And if you ever piss Nixon off, you're going to catch a boot in the ass. Plain and simple.
Ass to boots.
Boot to asses.
Or in the words of what these NFL players are saying, you can get belt to ass too.
Or you get the lafufu.
That's a Ryan Storm thing. Oops. That's his trademark.
He gonna hear some bullshit.
But at
And
the
this
end of the day,
podcast is
fellas,
presented by La Fufu Donuts.
And
but at the end of the day,
cookie
fellas,
monster.
we are at the 1 hour 25-minute mark, and I mean, we can always come back and shoot the shit on part 2 with this same topic. But we had a lot of informative stuff in here. We got 2 Hall of Famers on standby, which is a beautiful thing in general. And we're going to keep this positive narrative going because that's all we stand for. And I'll let y'all all step out with final words to the community and what y'all think y'all would tell them as a whole.
They need to be themselves. They need to be themselves. Create yourself as how you want to be created, and don't sugarcoat yourself. Be wise. Be yourself. Create yourself the way you want to be created.
TJ Nixon, Kevin, if y'all want to have final words before we shut it down.
Don't be passing me the mic. Don't pass me the mic, man. I'm gonna come on here and say, look, my best advice to all you soft PG ass bitches from right now, quit being a bitch. If you're gonna be bitching and crying about everything and call, get the fuck out of it. If you're a promoter and you can't put anyone else over you, get the fuck out of it. If you ball hogging and you at the top, get the fuck out of it. If the promoter's kissing your fucking ass, you know, you ball hogging, holding everyone back, and you're not even the promoter, get the fuck out of it. I don't give a shit who you are. You know, cause supposed to be about creation and it's supposed to be about fun. I've spoken to many people over the years that was like, yo, I'm into this shit because, you know, to escape. It's the matrix. It's a paradise matrix for us to escape to. For people to come in here and want to try to get personal. I think Ricky said it earlier that they be trying to steal your ID or some shit, whatever the fuck it is. Like, y'all motherfuckers are weird. You need to just get the fuck out of call. You got a lot of gentlemen in here that they do this shit for the fun. They're very creative. Ricky been around for a long time because I seen his name for years. You know what I mean? Same with CJ Mondo. CJ Mondo, they lied about this motherfucker from left to right. The Illuminati of CAW tried to lie about him and lie about me and people like us and DJ Chaotic. They tried to lie because they don't want this to happen. They don't like this right here, what's happening right here. They want to censor you. They want to silence you if you don't do what the fuck they want you to do. And it's unfortunate for them that it's people like us that speak our minds, and it is what it is. But, you know, me being from the Attitude Era, that's a generation, like some of us here in this conversation. But that shit is going away. Now you got the new generation of people, and they doing what they doing. They can't be like us. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? You're not going to get that same realism. Some people was watching WWE and saying, you don't get legends no more. It's true. You don't get legends no more. You just get regular mid-carders now. You know, that's why I don't watch that shit no more. Don't impress me. Everything changed in the world, if you notice, and it's too late for me to really go into this shit, so I'm going to have to catch you on the next episode. But, you know, y'all got to cut y'all shit, man. When you wrong, you wrong. That's it. Anytime I'm wrong, I say, damn, I apologize. I was wrong. It don't got to be hard. I don't have to come up with a quick excuse on the fly to protect my image. Fuck that. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's all it is to it, you know? That's how you keep people around, you know what I mean? And speaking of keeping people around, that's an ambulance that you hear. So God bless. I hope whoever's traveling in there, it's okay. I'm from the city, man. So whatever's happening,
I'll
man.
feel you on that one, but
Yeah.
that was a bomb in itself. So CJ Nixon, the floor is yours.
Now hold up, man. You ain't gonna cut me off. I wasn't even done
But
yet.
I'm just like, at the end of the day, go for it.
I tell you what. I'll end it on that note, and I'll catch you on the next one. Who else got the mic? Who else want to say their part? It was CJ Nixon.
I mean,
I thought
CJ and Nixon was the only two left, but whenever you get done with what you're saying, but that was a bomb.
Oh no, I'm passing the mic. I'm passing the mic to y'all. Who got it?
CJ, let's see
CJ?
what you got to say, then I'll say what I have to say afterwards.
Well, it's pretty much like this. If you're gonna be a sourpuss, get the fuck out. Like, if you're gonna like blame game, use people for your own agenda because you don't like them in either sort of way, just because they better than you, just because they can cut a promo better than you, or just because you literally think, and I'm going to put this in Kevin Impact's words because I remember this, what he told me, especially when somebody's cutting a promo and you skip it like, oh, okay, let's move on to the next segment, like you didn't care. You really don't need to be knee fetting, but that's the only thing I'm going to say. And Nixon, you can have the mic.
Amen to that.
Here's the bad thing. I've been in E-Fitting with CJ Mondo, and he could tell you from personal experience, they've always ever bring up his name. But if there's anybody that would ever stick a foot in their ass, they always know who it is.
Well, there you go.
And at the end of the day, fellas, we're going to end it on this note. There will be a part
Talk
2
shit,
to
don't
this.
get hit.
And that part 2 is going to be more in depth as well. We're going to have some other people come on that want to speak their fair share. But on this note, we're going to end it here. We're going to catch you on the flip side on the next episode, because I think we dropped so many truth bombs on here. The world has to take us for who we are.
They gotta take a rest now after everything y'all did here today. They're gonna need a
I'm
break.
not ready. I'm still ready to whoop someone's ass.
That's
Don't
Nicky
talk
for
shit.
you.
They
Thanks
won't
for
get
having me.
hit.
Always get those broskies in, like brownies. They're good for you.
Oh,
Broski,
shit.
fuck those broskies, Ricky. I'm gonna beat your ass. Your ass
And on
mine,
that note,
bitch.
ladies and gentlemen, we catch you on the next House of Chaos podcast.
More like brewskis.
Top that if
You
you can.
keep it up, I'm gonna give you Ryan Storm's job, that low foo-foo.